I'd like to ask Kamal Mitra Chenoy, with respect, Kamal Mitra Chenoy, do you believe that the position of the Hurriyat is anti-national and secessionist?
Well, I certainly don't support anything which is secessionist.
But do you believe that the Hurriyat,
it can be a constitutional debate,
position
because
of the Hurriyat,
Article 370 has not been removed.
No, do you believe that the position of the Hurriyat is anti-national and secessionist? And do you believe that keeping anti-national and secessionist people like Yasin Malik under house arrest is important for the security of this country? Do you believe that?
Of course not. Of course not. But Yasin Malik, as long as he does not break the law, has a right to say what he feels is correct.
And so Yasin Malik can speak against the Indian state.
Have you been to J&K, Mr. Chenoy?
Yeah.
Have you been to J&K? Have you been to the border?
Many times.
Have you seen the situation over there?
Yes.
Many times. Then you should be talking like this.
And do you?
I belong to
but
that
I'm not saying that I'm supporting Yasin Malik.
You don't even know what is going on there. You're talking about Yasin Malik. He was the perpetrator of all the ills that started in 1989. Today he is held in holier than thou, and you are supporting him. Come on, get your facts right,
I'm not
Mr.
supporting
Chenoy.
him, but I'm supporting his right to speak under the Constitution, the same right that you have.
Right to speak on what issues?
Have you checked, gentlemen, 1 minute.
Any constitutional
have you checked, Mr.
open.
Kamal Mitra Chenoy, whether the people who are joining your party, have you checked if the position of Prashant Bhushan on the very important issue of Jammu and Kashmir is similar, different, coterminous or not with that of General Panag and General Raj Kandian?
Listen.
You tell me.
Prashant Bhushan's position at that time was, and this time is not our party's position.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Shankar Prasad
made it clear.
Shankar Prasad.
Position is
Shankar
not
Prasad,
position.
So positions can keep changing. Different people can have different positions on issues such as Jammu and Kashmir.
Why?
Shankar Prasad.
Why?
Our political parties cashing in on ex-servicemen. What's your take now? Shankar Prasad.
Civilians change their positions all the time.
I don't think. I think you need to have a slightly more uniform position on national security issues before you start using generals as your mascots. General Shankar Prasad, what do you make of this trend?
We don't use
the story is very simple today.
We learn from them and we give them respect.
Sir, 1 minute. Yes.
Arnab, the story is very clear today and everybody can see it. It's very interesting times of opportunism. It is great that the government in power today announced one rank, one pension through Mr. Rahul Gandhi. And soon thereafter the finance minister made an announcement in the parliament which was responded by ex-servicemen as saying, we are not sure of what's going on. And thereafter the RM took another meeting and clarified that one rank, one pension is being applied. Now this is one great activity that the political parties have taken to woo the servicemen. The second, if you remember, soon after this one rank, one pension issue, a newspaper report came that the government is also considering implementation of Naresh Chandra report in which the Chairman Chief of Staff Committee issue was to be decided. But since it involved all political parties, it was been shelved. Now there are 2 or 3 important issues that I want to place before you today. In the past, for the last 20 years or so, every service chief has written to the Prime Minister a letter by name indicating the deficiencies and lack of modernization. The concerned Prime Ministers have not even cared to reply to the service chiefs. There have been time and again requests from the defense services to have a member on the pay commission. Every political party says, yes, it's a legitimate demand, but not has happened. I won't be surprised if before the general election, the political party in power announces that the services will have a representative on the pay commission. These are innumerable issues.
Sir, but that doesn't cover up for the hypocrisy of it.
Arnab,
that doesn't cover up for the hypocrisy of it. It's utterly and completely hypocritical that political parties break up before a general election. And by the way, I don't know General Shankar Prasad.
My last point is, we really want to cash on it at the moment.
Shankar Prasad, my question to you is very simple.
The political parties must try and get every serviceman a right to vote.
No.
And if that happens, you will see
made your
that the armed forces will begin to have a great say in governance.
My question today
Therefore, Arnab,
General Prasad,
your question is very clear that this is a great time for opportunism. Use these senior military officers who have standing in public forum to enlist them into their parties and garner votes. Please do one more thing. Let the Election Commission also announce that every serviceman is allowed to vote. And
sir,
if that happens,
sir, you know,
the stock of the armed forces
sir,
will really go up. So
sir,
keep employing these people
sir,
for your
I
personal
think,
benefit.
Sir,
but the moment the elections are over, you will again forget about them.
Sir, of course they'll forget about them. And ask the Congress party tonight, why don't we address the issue straight?
We will not allow them to forget us.
Sir,
Arnab, that is the point. If we are there in Parliament,
sir,
they will not be able to forget us because it is all a game of
Colonel
numbers.
Kaul, let me tell you one thing. You are from a political party today called the Navbharat Party, right? There are every political parties. I'm sorry to have to say this. What are political parties doing? Like Sanjay Jha's party, the BJP, the Congress, your party. You know what they are doing? They are hoping, Siddharth Nath Singh, they are hoping that by taking a few senior officers and giving them some plum positions, making them spokesmen perhaps, or making them feel important, that the people of India will forget, Sanjay, will forget what you have done to the soldiers of this country for years. The incident, the reason 2 young men have died in that incident on Wednesday is because of your government.
Arnab, I look at it slightly differently. Before Mr. Jha takes the center stage and doesn't allow anybody else to speak, which is his normal style, I'd like to tell you this, that with
sir, you are the only one who is speaking and from the political party now.
Shankar Prasad has just said.
1 second, Colonel Kaul, 1 minute, I'll come back to you. Colonel Kaul, no, Colonel Kaul, everybody can't make their usual statements. You have to come to the core issue. I mean...
No, I am not making a usual statement. I'm quite different from...
Colonel Kaul, the question is, with your permission, can I just try and ask a simple question to the Congress party? I've been trying to get an answer since yesterday. Now, your foreign minister, your prime minister, your defense minister, your finance minister, and your home minister, all 5 of them, Sanjay, refused to let the young naval officers and sailors get 6 simple new submarines. Okay? You just refused. You refused, your prime minister and all these stalwarts, they refused to clear the acquisition of 6 submarines, which was done. Had this acquisition been got, these incidents would not have happened, and some of the soldiers who have died would not have died. Does that make you feel guilty when you and Siddharth Nath Singh get into a petty fight over which one of you represents the forces better? Does it make you feel guilty, Sanjay?
Anyway,
does it make you feel guilty?
I think we are mixing up issues.
No, we are not. No, we are not. No, we are not.
Since you have raised the issue of the submarine accident, I want to mention this to you. Well, give me 15 seconds to wrap up, please. The point I'm making is that issue has been, and in fact, it's a worry of national security. You are obviously, I mean, one is devastated by the loss of lives, by the fact that there are soldiers who were young who died at a very at peacetime. In peacetime, is understandable. The anguish is understandable.
But Sanjay,
this is a large.
But Sanjay, I am not. You are not even. I am not talking about what is understandable, Sanjay.
It's not about.
I am asking you today.
More complex
I am asking you today, Sanjay. Please understand this. You know, your government for 10 years has stopped all modernization plans of the Indian Army, Air Force and Navy. Your government has sat down on the modernization schemes. Your government...
On what basis are you making these allegations?
I am making it on the basis of facts which you obviously don't know.
Over the last 10 years, have you seen the figures of defense allocation in the budgets? They have been amongst the highest ever. Have you seen
Sanjay, you know, Sanjay, I'll tell you.
Are you trying to tell me that
I'll share the facts with you, Sanjay. I'll share the facts with you. Just a minute.
There may be structural deficiencies.
Mr.
you cannot make a sweeping generalization.
Yes, Mr. Jha,
the Indian Army
I'll tell you this, Mr. Jha.
Mr. Jha, maybe it can do better. Obviously, there may be an optimal level that we may not have reached. But you can't afford to straight away condemn the fact that nothing has happened for 10 years. That's an absolutely absurd hypothesis.
Today, there are 3 things which are absurd, Mr. Jha. And I'll take a...
Just like the gentleman on the panel, there was some gentleman on the panel who said I keep interrupting when I hadn't even spoken a statement.
Yeah,
Let's not get into some kind of a preposterous, premeditated argument.
Mr.
I
Jha,
think let's have a more calm, composed,
Mr.
and
Jha,
a very calibrated
Mr.
debate.
Jha,
I'll
tell you, Mr. Jha, now, do you want me to take your name 1,000 times before you're going to actually let someone speak? The question is this, Mr. Jha. Please understand this. Okay? First of all, Mr. Jha, we'll have a very calm discussion, okay? But we'll have a very clear understanding that I will ask the question and you will give the answer.
Subject
but the problem with you, Mr. Jha, is the problem with you, Mr. Jha, of late is ask you a question X, you give an answer Y. When I tell you don't give the answer Y, you continue speaking. You don't get the next question, and I'll tell you just one fact. My question about submarine fleets was very important, Mr. Jha, because India has embarked on a naval modernization plan, but as things stand, India's submarine operational ability stands at 48%, right? Plans to construct a series of stealth submarines were approved in 2007, right? Till today, they have not even materialized. Your submarine fleet will not be operational till 2020. And Mr. Jha, when I come back, I will simply ask you this. Do not think, Mr. Jha, that simply because you realize that you had done nothing on one rank, one pension for over a decade, and you make that promise in the interim budget, and I qualify promise that we will stop asking you the questions on why you forgot about the armed forces for over a decade when you were in power. So, Mr. Jha, I'll be back in 120 seconds. You can think about what you'll say on the other.